Morning, how are we feeling today, the day after St. Patrick's Day? Myself, not too bad. Did enjoy a couple of Kilkennys, but kept a lid on it, which I'm pretty happy about. So didn't wake up too shabby this morning, and done a bit of grocery shopping, got food prep ready for the week. Got a pretty busy week ahead of me, and started to ask myself, what am I going to do with the rest of my Sunday? Made myself another little coffee, a little owl hoot cup, which is pretty cool, and asked myself the question, what am I going to do? And try to go back to the lessons I'm learning from the One Big Thing book. That is to ask yourself the focusing question, what is the one thing I can do today, such as by doing it, things become easier or unnecessary. And then, so I started wrapping my brain around thinking, what can I do, to make the business easier? What's the one thing I can do for my business to make Install Express, catapult into the next sort of next level and next atmosphere of where we're going to be going. But it's Sunday, right? So we do need a day to rest. So I figured, you don't have to always, push yourself within this business all the time to achieve, the next result. So one of the things I wanted to focus on was what's going to be most important. What's the one big thing I can do for myself that just as such by doing it, things become easier or unnecessary, and, maybe taking the Sunday to reflect on something that will help me grow or help me, get focused during the week. It's, something just a little bit more orientated around myself, my own well-being. So, things like doing exercise, well, I do that 5 days of the week anyway. So, today having a rest day is that's rewarding myself. I did a bit of reading, which, I'm doing that every day anyway, because I'm creating that habit day by day as part of my 66-day challenge. It takes 66 days to ingrain a habit into you for life. So reading every morning has made me become much more relaxed and much more sort of focused and less sort of haphazard. So, again, I'm still doing that today, but that's not something that I wanted to do. So what is something that I do love to do, and we just, as I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, we got back from Vietnam, and over in Vietnam I wanted to try and do some remote work where I was testing out what would be like to actually do work from overseas. And I didn't get very far with it because we're having so much fun, but one of the things we did do was I spent some time writing a lot of essentially blog entries. I didn't publish them, I kept them sort of in my database. I wrote a blog about traveling Vietnam by motorbike and how to do it and where to go, hints and tips, what not to do, all that sort of stuff. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I wrote a blog about what it's like trying to take your work with you on holidays. Not that you want to do that, but we were testing out this theory of remote work, and how can you manage business from abroad? That was one of the things I wrote about as well. And I wrote some other personal things as well, and then I kind of realized how much I actually enjoy that. I really enjoy writing. So that's good. It keeps the mental juices flowing. So what's the one thing I can do today to make things easier or unnecessary? It's I think to improve my confidence, to improve my intellectual capability of actually articulating myself right, as well as fixing up my grammar. My English is shocking. My grammar is pretty bad, and I have to get people to check over my writing just to point out how bad that is. And this week I got contacted by somebody that's going to invite me to a club where we get to do some public speaking presentations. It's a bit daunting for me because I don't really want to be in front of a crowd speaking, but I'm going to go ahead and sit down and see what that's all about. So yeah, this is a very long post. It's a Sunday. I've got time. I'm just sharing my thoughts, and I'm really hoping that what I can achieve through my writing and sharing these videos is it helps me, because it's my own mental therapy essentially, by getting all these thoughts out there and putting it out to the world, and also sort of making a commitment, because if I've said to everyone, said to all of my friends and people that are watching this, hey, I'm going to do this, it means fuck, I've got to put my money where my mouth is and actually make it happen. So that's a way of keeping myself accountable, but I also hope that part of what I do will help other people that are either struggling or not sure what step to take, or thinking, that's, maybe running my own business isn't for me, or what does it take to, go out on your own and do stuff. I've got heaps of friends that are on their own doing little businesses and making things happen, and it's such a great little community. And this is what we're doing. We sort of share these videos amongst each other, not these big long ones, and we're not always, talking about, ourselves. We're trying to share little hints and tips of things that make, life easier in terms of like when it gets hard, and what do we do, and we sort of lean on each other, and that's a really good thing as well. So yeah, we're getting close to 6 or 7 minutes here, so I better get going. I'm going to start some writing, and my next move, I'm not sure yet. I'll try to keep everyone on their toes. So have a good Sunday, and speak to you during the week.